Americans spend over $18 billion a year on chain coffee, and most of it tastes like regret. In this video, we're exposing the worst coffee at popular chains: burnt beans, watery brews, and overpriced bitterness. It's all on the table. Watch to find out who's really brewing comfort and who's serving liquid disappointment. Starbucks may be the most iconic name in chain coffee, but its reputation doesn't always match what's in the cup. While the stores are known for their cozy vibe, free Wi-Fi, and endless customization options, the actual coffee can be a letdown, especially if you take it black. Many customers describe the drip coffee as overly bitter or burnt, and a 2024 Yelp survey reflects this sentiment with an average rating of just 3.1 stars. One reviewer even joked the beans tasted like they were roasted in a volcano. While their espresso drinks with milk, syrup, and whipped toppings have mass appeal, the base brew often lacks balance. A Reddit poll ranked Starbucks fifth out of 7 national chains in flavor consistency. Their reserve and single-origin blends promise more but often deliver underwhelming results. Despite this, the brand's atmosphere and product variety make it a favorite for many. Still, the experience leans more on branding and convenience than coffee quality. For those who love sweetened drinks or a social setting, it works. For purists, Starbucks can taste more like marketing than mastery. If Starbucks is known for its flair, Dunkin rides on familiarity. For millions, it's a reliable part of the morning routine. Yet, even the most devoted fans admit that Dunkin's coffee can be wildly inconsistent. A 2023 MarketForce survey gave the brand top marks for customer loyalty, but only a 3.2 rating for flavor. One reviewer summed it up as like spinning a coffee roulette wheel every morning. Depending on the store, the brew might be smooth or taste like overused equipment. Cream and sugar portions vary too, turning ordering into a gamble. Despite these quirks, Dunkin has adapted to trends. Cold brew sales rose 14% in early 2025, while hot coffee dropped by 7%. This suggests even loyalists are rethinking their go-to orders. People still flock to Dunkin for its speed, low price, and nostalgic vibe, but it's not necessarily for the taste. It's dependable in presence, not always in flavor. If you want caffeine fast and can accept a bit of mystery in every cup, Dunkin fits, but it's more about routine than refinement. Burger King might rule the burger game, but when it comes to coffee, it's more court jester than monarch. Customers on TripAdvisor and Yelp give the coffee a 2.8-star average, with common descriptions like machine residue or microwaved sadness. One drinker said it tasted like hot water with a hint of old filter. The BK Cafe branding may sound upscale, but the result feels like an afterthought. A 2024 BuzzFeed poll found only 8% of people would choose Burger King for their morning cup. To be fair, the food is affordable and convenient, but the coffee lacks depth, freshness, and even heat, thanks to thin cups that fail to insulate. Some locations might surprise you with a decent brew, but that's the exception, not the rule. The whole thing feels like a box-checked item, brewed to fill a gap on the breakfast menu. If you're already in line for a croissant, you might grab a cup. But if you're after a decent coffee experience, this one's better left off your tray. Panera markets itself as a healthier, more upscale alternative to typical fast food, and their atmosphere often supports that. Wood decor, indie playlists, and clean menu boards. But the coffee? That's where things start to crumble. Despite its reputation, Panera's coffee is often reviewed as bitter, overly acidic, or simply off. Google reviews average out to about 3.0 stars, and one customer quipped it tasted like leftover soup. Panera's self-serve model adds convenience, but also removes oversight. Pots sit too long, and freshness varies. In a 2024 Fast Company survey, 62% of respondents rated the coffee as disappointing compared to the food. While the hazelnut and dark roasts sound appealing, they often deliver an over-roasted punch with no nuance. Add in a 3+ price tag, and you're left with a brew that doesn't match its surroundings. If you're already there for a sandwich or salad, grabbing a cup might make sense, but it's rarely satisfying on its own. For all the atmosphere and health-forward messaging, the coffee feels like a misstep that doesn't quite belong. In a world of bitter brews and burnt beans, McDonald's coffee is the underdog that wins on simplicity. It's not trendy or bold, but it's consistent, smooth, and hot. And sometimes that's all you need. In a 2024 Consumer Reports blind taste test, McCafe ranked second among major chains, surprising many with its straightforward flavor and decent body. One customer wrote, "It's the only drive-through coffee I never regret." McDonald's sells over 500 million cups a year in North America, and the scale works in their favor. High turnover keeps the coffee fresh, and the machines are usually on point. It's brewed to please the average palate, not impress a barista. The brew holds up black, works with cream, and pairs nicely with hash browns or a breakfast sandwich. It may not excite coffee connoisseurs, but it rarely disappoints either. For $1 or $2, you get a dependable cup that doesn't demand sugar to be drinkable. In a chaotic coffee landscape, McDonald's is surprisingly the calm, comforting cup that keeps people coming back. Once the warm heart of Canadian mornings, Tim Hortons now faces a cooler reception, especially from longtime fans. A 2023 Angus Reid poll showed 70% of Canadians believe the brand's coffee has declined in recent years. In the US, Yelp reviews average just 2.9 stars, with frequent mentions of a metallic taste or weak and watery profile. One review simply read, "Hot water cosplaying as coffee." Even the iced version doesn't offer much redemption. And yet, many still visit for the name, the nostalgia, and of course, the Timbits. There's something comforting about a Timmy's visit, even if the brew itself falls short. While the blend was once praised for being smooth and accessible, it now risks being entirely forgettable. Some locations do better than others, but the inconsistency adds to the frustration. For a chain that built its legacy on comfort and community, the current state of the coffee is more shrug than smile. It's still part of people's routine, but not always for what's in the cup. Wendy's has made a strong push into breakfast with fresh menu items and attention-grabbing ads, but the coffee hasn't caught up. Reviews hover around 2.7 stars on Yelp and Google, with many comparing it to old hotel coffee. A former barista even said it tastes like the cheapest beans you can buy in bulk. According to QSR magazine, only 12% of Wendy's breakfast orders include coffee, suggesting most people are skipping it. And it's not hard to see why. The flavor is thin, the aroma almost non-existent, and there's no real signature to it. It feels like something added at the last minute to round out the menu. This is especially surprising from a chain that's known for quality ingredients and innovation in other areas. Wendy's nailed their breakfast potatoes, so why not give coffee the same love? For now, it's not a selling point. Unless you're in a rush and already ordering food, this brew is skippable. With a little effort, it could improve, but right now, it's just background noise in the breakfast game. Jack in the Box has a menu that embraces chaos. Where else can you order egg rolls, tacos, and pancakes at 3 a.m.? But while the food choices can be weirdly wonderful, the coffee is just weird. Descriptions range from burned styrofoam to liquid regret, and in a 2024 USA Today taste poll, it finished dead last. One reviewer confessed, I kept drinking it to see if it would get better. It didn't. The flavor is harsh, the temperature unpredictable, and the presentation forgettable. A blind taste test found that 78% of people couldn't tell it apart from gas station coffee, which sums things up perfectly. Jack's coffee feels like an afterthought in an otherwise bold menu. You're more likely to pair it with a spontaneous impulse order than seek it out on purpose. It's there if you're desperate, maybe at 2 a.m. when everything else is closed, but it won't make your morning better. It's caffeine, technically, but comfort? Not even close. That's our roast on the worst chain coffee out there. Some bitter truths in every cup. Like, subscribe, and tap over to our next video where we rank the most unexpectedly great fast food items. Your morning deserves better, and so do you.